Hello, this is Christopher again. Alright, so up to now we've gone over a lot of straight sword basics. We put them together in small combinations, and I've talked about some of the things I find really important when practicing and performing straight sword. Alright, so now, like with all of that said and done, we're gonna take the things we've learned, and then we're gonna proceed to try and learn the first international set of straight sword. Alright, so in international kung fu, like there are a lot of pre-made, well-defined forms, all right, for all the common weapons: straight sword, broadsword, staff, spear, long fist, southern fist. All right, so we're gonna go through the first one that was created about 20 years ago, all right, and it's a really nice set, and I think that if we take some time to learn it, see all the different techniques and how they can be done properly and connected together, then we can achieve something really great with straight sword. Okay, so it'll help us deepen our understanding and help us perform this set with very good understanding and high quality movement. So today we'll be going over the first two combos of the first international form of straight sword. Alright, so first I'll go show a little segment of it, and then I'll come back in and I'll talk about things we should be looking for as we're performing. Alright, so that was the opening first few movements of our international set. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, I always like to think, and we will just be paying attention to, okay, we're standing up straight, sword in hand, back straight, chin up, okay, right hand in our loose sword fingers. Alright, so the first movement, okay, we'll pull our right hand back and open out to the right, okay, using our head to follow it. So open, pop, feet don't move, your eyes follow your right hand, turn your body in, okay, and letting our body pull our right hand in, and we let it continue in front of us. And we'll bring our left hand to cross over, and then as it crosses over in a circle, we'll pull our right hand back to open out on the right, taking one step, and we'll close our feet, turn our head, turn our fingers. So first is after we cross over, when we step out, pop, right hand, right foot, our head turns, and then the second timing we're going to look for is this, okay, our sword hand coming in, our head turning, and our foot pulling in. So from here, in, okay, you'll notice that I coordinated, okay, my hands, feet, and head all together. For a beginner, anytime you hit a pose, you hit a stop. It's very good to check, one, is that your whole body in the right place, If your hand ended up here, okay, that's something we have to fix. And then if your feet ended up open, something we have to fix. Alright, I'll go over the placement of our body shortly. But after you know where your body is supposed to be, like a way that many practitioners can improve is to just making sure you end all of those pieces of your body at the same time. So boom, ta. You'll notice my right hand comes out, elbow straight, fingers are strong, pointed out, head is following, okay? And then as I turn, okay, my chest is open and it closes, and as it closes, it stops, but my hand, okay, keeps moving. It just rides the momentum of my body closing, and I start to open as I cross over, hit, and then two hands extend, and then here's our pose. Alright, you'll see that I open my left hand just a little bit so that I can open my chest. Okay, as my right hand fingers came out, okay, I hit this arc. Okay, see, it's not completely parallel to my shoulder, it's a little bit above. Alright, that's a very, very common line for our backhand. Right, and then, like I've mentioned in other videos, okay, we're avoiding angles in our body. Right, so this is a very round line from my finger to my wrist, to my elbow to my shoulder. Okay, there's no jagged edge. Okay, it's pretty round. Right, and it travels through straight chest, and then here you'll see my left hand isn't pushed back, being forced back. It's strong, it's firm, and it's open. Alright? So that's our first couple movements. Alright? One more time, we'll go together. Up and back, turn in, hand keeps moving, cross over, open, hit. Alright? So, beginning from here, this time our hand will turn, open up, and again we'll follow our hand, right, up, and then pull it up over us and down to our shoulder, following with our eyes. One step to open again, but this time we're going to follow our hand out to the right, turning in, doing our flat circle above our head, ending in horse stance. And we'll catch our sword, switch hands, and end in that one leg sitting stance, going backwards a little bit. Alright, from here, you'll notice I just move my head and my hand together, coming up, following in, and I don't quite stop. I just continue this course to hit. Okay, leading with this hand, following my right hand, so I can do feet together. Now, you'll notice this flat circle we practiced in our basics. Okay, I believe we've only practiced it in our right hand, but the principle remains the same. Is you want to keep it as flat as possible. Like right above your forehead is a good place to be spinning your sword. Okay, even though it's left-handed. Okay, we keep it flat, we keep it close, and that lets us stay in control and move efficiently. Right? Things to watch out for though is while it's in your left hand, is do not let it come here against your arm when you bring it down to a cradle. Alright? Even though the weapon you might be using may not be sharp, right? You still respect the weapon as it is. So you'll see that I push up from the hilt and the sword actually doesn't touch my arm. Alright? So it's important to respect that this is your weapon and you want to be in control of it, not letting it cut you. Alright? Then when I switch my hands, right, I just come straight out, leading with the blade again because I'm going to use it for a cut and attack. So go ahead and take some time to practice. Now, with just your left hand, and once you're comfortable with your left hand, Okay, you can swing your feet together, turn your left hand over you, and step out. And that should only take those 2 steps, that open, feet together, step out again. Okay. So from here, we're looking out to our right, towards our sword. The next movement is going to go out to the left. So we'll prep, okay. Bring the sword into this L shape, bring our left hand to support our on the right, look out, and when we step, we do 1 circle, okay, keeping our sword in this L shape, and then when we come up, then circle, push out, pull in. So from here, we'll prep, get ready to go left. Alright, we hit our L, come in. And as we step out, our right hand will come down. Okay. And we'll maintain this L. And imagine there's like a wall in front of you. Okay? A wall or a wheel, whatever you want to imagine. And your straight sword just follows that line, or follows the edges of that wheel. Okay? Circle until it comes to the back. Okay? It's very, very easy to try and do this easier small circle, or bend your elbow while you're doing it, right? But you want to keep straight arm, keep the form, shape of your sword and the arm, and make the biggest circle you can while staying as vertical as possible, you know, staying against that wall, that wheel, or whatever. Okay. So that's the shape of your right arm. Okay. The shape of our left arm is when we use the power to come up, we'll extend with our left arm, right? Again, mirroring the usage of our right arm. And as it comes down, we'll let our sword come back in, or our left hand come in as well. Okay? So power is here, power is here, power. Now as it falls, the right hand falls into the back, the left arm uses that power, the initial power, to fall back to where it started, you know, completing that circle. Right? So we have that symmetry in our arms going on, right? And then for this next movement, the left arm is actually going to lead us, okay? It's not going to stop here. It's going to touch, come out, and try to open up, and we'll follow it. If you can, do your best to look at your left hand while your feet come together, sword maintaining that L, and you just follow that left hand in this big, big, big circle until you complete kind of started out, or ending where we started out. But I advise you to look at your left hand because it'll help you tilt your head back just a little bit, put a bend in your back, and when you have this bend, you can follow up and down as much as your body will allow. Okay? If you have back problems, it's not strong yet, you know, it's just like don't mind. But as you practice more and get stronger, you know, then you'll be able to hit this up and down circle, okay, staying within this plane, okay, very nicely. And that's the goal with any of these rotations, okay? We never do them small, and we do our best to never do them crooked, right? So even if you can't hit this straight up and down, okay, then you focus on keeping your arms extended as much as possible, okay? Elbows are straight, okay? And that'll let you hit this nice, beautiful movement, and it'll help you, at the same time, once you get this going, it'll become very smooth because the power you insert in the beginning, you just let it carry over. You know, the longer the arms are, the more weight is there, the more likely it is to just keep going. Right? Like, you know, a lot of inertia will be created and used and utilized, and that's what we want. Okay? So efficient, natural movements that make up our form. Okay? So, reiterating from here, we'll prep, open, okay, following our circle again, come together, Now, when you step out, okay, your arms, as your sword is falling, okay, for our right hand, it'll become circle. Or turn that straight arm, fall into this inner circle. And then our left hand will just match up on top. Okay? So open, and circle, and we'll add our knee up here in the back, knee in the back. If you're performing this movement, you're trying to get the arms, just go ahead and omit the leg, alright? And focus on getting the arms here, opening out, okay? Well, to make it a poke and a horse, and then moving. Okay, we're looking at our left leg because we're moving to our left. And we'll pull in to this knee up pose. Okay? So, after this circle open, right? You're gonna focus on your left side, okay? Start moving your weight over to the left. So you can pull, now knee up as high as you can, toe pointed, okay? You know, if you can only bring your toe up that high, that's fine, okay? Try to avoid hooking your toe, right? That's not a common line for us in wushu. Okay, that's the shape of our foot. And after our poke, okay, just turn your arm back, okay? And let your sword be pulled back to about here in front of your chest. And this line, okay, this falling line is perfectly okay. For your left hand, just keeping your sword finger strong. Okay, support your sword from the back. And you have roughly a straight line from your sword to your elbow. So the biggest challenge of this set, or the two biggest challenges, are one, keeping within our straight down plane, and then two, connecting this falling of our sword into a circle, open, circle, open, and maintaining our balance. Now we're going to make our way through the second combo of the international first set for straight sword. Down, up, in, half circle walk, open, hit, come back, open, poke. Alright? So a good chunk of this, is that initial walk you saw me doing, coming forward and out. Alright, so I'll take some time to break that down a little bit more. Before that though, we have a few movements preceding it that we'll go over. So starting from here, we'll just step back, okay, and do our knee down, keeping our heel up, knee off the ground, because we're not actually holding it very much, right? We're just coming down and opening back. Alright, so if we were to look at it together, right, you'll see me come down, up and out. Alright, and then for our next movement, you'll see my left leg pointed back. I'll just push my weight onto the left, pull my sword in my hand up, and come down like this. Alright? So my two arms mirroring each other. I let my sword fall a bit. Left arm supporting my arm or my hand. And then keeping this nice round shape with my hands ending up here, right in front of my chest. Okay? Then we're just going to hold that during our walk, right? So, come up and down into this line. Okay, again, no edges. It's very round, coming from both sides. Okay, and while we're coming up, we'll follow our right hand up, and then we'll look out left, coming down. All right? So that's the path of our arms together with our head. All right? Now for how we integrate our feet. Come down, open, come up, and when you take this first step, okay, by the time your step finishes, your arms have come down and you're looking out. But while your arms are moving, your foot is swinging over. Alright? So, first I will kind of go through it how I went. Okay, focusing on our arms, then adding head, then adding this one step. Okay, once you're a little bit comfortable with that, go ahead and add it to the coming down, opening, over. Alright? So the next few steps, okay, I'll start counting from this one step we took. That'll be step one, okay? And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and open. Alright? So step 5 will end with our hands coming down and opening out. Okay? So we're cutting from the bottom and coming back to that very common line. Left hand a little bit higher than our shoulder, right arm parallel, leading with the sword. Okay? So we have the beginning and the end. Now these 5 steps, it's only 5 steps, and we're not doing anything with our head or our arms. Okay? We're just going to look at our feet. Right. While we're doing this step, okay, the path we're following is, you can kind of imagine this half circle traced out in front of you. Okay, it's coming open out and then following a circle. Okay, so that's the path we take. Now, how we take these steps, right? We're not just like doing our normal walk. Right? The majority of the movement for these steps will start from the knee and below. Okay? So you'll bring your knee forward and then just don't bring it up and extend your foot. Okay? Bring it forward, forward, out, forward, out, forward, out, forward, out. Right? I recommend you start by going in a straight line. You'll have to let yourself sink a little bit to achieve the proper kind of step. Alright? But what this step does is it allows you to move very smoothly and without your head or your body like bouncing up and down. Right? So it's a very, very controlled and fluid step. Right? It takes some getting used to, right? But first I recommend you try it out going straight, okay? If you want to be focusing on this technique and executing it correctly, okay? Just let your knees soften up a little bit, sink down a little bit, back straight, then knee come forward, and then let your foot come out, okay? Knee come forward, come out, knee come forward, come out, come forward, come out, right? And then just trying to keep your back straight and avoiding this up and down movement. Right? Once you're kind of comfortable with that, going slowly, you can try it just a little bit faster. Okay? Make sure it's natural. And then if you're looking to use this step more often, or you want to pick it up or like move it on to the next level, just sink down a little bit more and try and take bigger steps. Again, keeping your head flat, okay? So like eliminating any of this up-down movement. So it's a step it's a technique that's very easy to disregard or to dismiss as being simple, but this is probably one of the things that you might find yourself spending more time practicing, alright? So with our soft knees and our head locked in one spot, alright? The next step after you get going straight across is taking your steps and walking out that semicircle. Okay? So our first step just comes down because we came up, we came down. Starting from the second step, you'll see my knee stay bent in the back. And as I'm going, my legs kind of pass, but it doesn't just come forward. I have to open out to my right just a little bit, same thing. Open out to my right, open out to my right, okay? And by opening out to your right, you'll find yourself coming into that semicircular path, okay? So take some time, even if you're doing it slowly, to just trace out that path. If you take more than 5 steps, if you take 7 steps, that's fine. You know, as you're trying to find it, it's like you'll see me doing it in 5 most of the time. Some practitioners, they get going, okay? They're still doing the technique properly, but maybe they don't have proper control, or they want to be traveling more, making use of their space, getting out to that far corner. You know, and you might see them take 7, all right? And I'll say that these things are okay for us as long as all of our steps are being performed correctly, executed well, right? So as you're with your soft knees, keeping your head flat, taking your semicircle, all right? The next step is to just keep your arms and your upper body well defined, okay? We're just holding the shape, okay? We're not doing any kind of flourish or movement of the arms. That is a variation on this technique. If you watch videos of other people performing this set, you may see them walk it out while they're moving their sword, right? We're choosing the other variation where we finish the movement of our sword and then begin walking, okay? In either variation, the steps are the same, okay? The technique is the same, you know? Maybe the number of steps is different, but all the steps are being taken in the same way, or should be being taken in the same way. So we start here from 1, okay? Here are our arms, and then as we begin moving, okay, you can start looking out to your right as you follow your path, okay? Because our last step is going to be this open, leading with our sword and our right step, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we hit our open, okay? Cutting from the bottom, extending with our left hand. Next up will be this flower into a point, and we'll come back into this hollow bridge we learned before. Circle in front of us, open, poke. Alright? So, from here, from here, step 5, okay? We'll do flower, step, together into a point. Okay? So, just our right hand will be flower, point. Okay, and you see, just like in the basics we learned before, our right hand comes up so that our sword can go under our arm, or the tip of the sword can go under the arm, right? With our power, our force focused at the tip. Okay, so now we're going to review. So after the point, okay, our body's not quite faced towards the wall. Okay, our feet are pointing to that corner. Palm out. Alright. Then we'll do this flower. Back. Then open into this backward circle. Turn over. Circle in again. Step out. So coming back here. Palm out. Inside, outside circle back. Okay. we begin twisting our body. Okay? You don't need a big dip like that. Okay? Just let your body uncoil, very natural. Okay? And then one circle out, and your sword will end up in that hook or that L shape. Just open up. Okay? Now end with a circle. For a beginner, right, go ahead and just take left step, hit. Okay. For anyone that's going either a little bit faster or looking to try a little bit more advanced technique, you can try this switch push step. Right, right, left. Right. Either of those will do for us. But you might find like higher level people, as they practice faster or they're using more of their body, you know, they'll do this step in order to help them, help their body keep up and stay coordinated.